Hello and welcome to So You Think You're Awake, the show about life transformation through dream interpretation. I'm Michael Sheridan. On this show, through analysing your dreams, I reveal your potential and the obstacles you need to overcome. I'm very specific. I tell you the magic power you have, what makes you magnificent, and the bumps in life that are holding you back. These bumps are not in the way, they are the way. And this is what I do in my day job, of course, obviously. So if you want to talk to me and have me analyze some of your dreams, go to my website, dream-analysis.com, or write to me at michael@dream-analysis.com. And it's work I absolutely love to do, helping people see what the cause of the pain points in their life are, and then eliminating those causes. And the transformation that happens is just out of this world. Obviously, on the show, I cover many aspects of dream interpretation, but I cover a lot more when I'm doing a one-to-one. So always bear that in mind, because I'm trying to be entertaining on the show and not drill the detail too much. But there are some things then that I also can't talk about on the show. It just wouldn't be entertaining, or it would be a subject matter that wouldn't be fit for a show. So there's always a lot more. And when I do somebody's dream on the show, I give people the opportunity afterwards to talk to me for free, which I do. Many people try to pay me for that service, but I don't ever take any money. It's a genuine. If there's something I cover on the show and it's in your dream and you want to talk more about it, I will always do that. Anyway, and you'll see why I said that coming up. But let's start off. We have a dream from Melissa, a good friend of the show. She says, I have a hands-on healing ability that works for rheumatism. This has come up in other dreams, but why do the pennies turn into chocolate in this dream? I can't and I don't eat chocolate. Oh, you poor thing. Okay, so here's the dream, very small. She says, I was in a small office with two doctors. I was talking to one and the other one walked over and put 2 pennies on his tongue. The pennies started to dissolve. It took me a second to realize they were chocolate. He asked me if I wanted one. I said, no, I can't have chocolate. And that's the dream. And like any other dream, it seems like, well, there's nonsense. How does that make any sense? But then, that's what I love about dreams. They make perfect sense. The 2 in this dream is about relationships. The men in the dream are about your dad. And the doctor's office is about, and the fact that it's small, it's about how issues with dad cause limitations in your mind. Doctor's office is all about state of mind. So limitations caused a state of mind because of relationship with dad and how that affects other relationships. So basically it's saying you hold yourself back when it comes to relationships. You often hear me on the show saying 2 is about channeling, which it is. And the dreamer is a channel, but we're not focusing on that aspect. There's always multiple aspects in a dream. This one is about relationships because it takes 2 people to be in a relationship with men. And your relationship with dad needs healing, and that's what you're treating in the dream. The guide in your dream, because doctors are guides, is trying to get you to overcome the feeling of something you cannot have. And that's why he puts the pennies on his tongue. And of course, it is about you being a rheumatic healer. And I asked Melissa just before the show, have you ever done this? You've known for some time. Have you ever done this healing gift? And she said no. And so they want you to digest the idea that you have this gift. Why would you ever have a gift that your guides are pushing you to use, your higher self is pushing you to use, and you're like, well, I don't want to? Well, in this case, they want you to do it because it uses male energy and it will help you heal the bad relationship you have with male energy that comes from the way dad was. And it's not about looking at your life and saying, hey, look, this is where you messed up. Here's where you made a mistake and started having this bad relationship. It's no, that actually happened. Your life happened the way you know and impacted you the way it impacted you. So it's not about saying, hey, that's a mistake. It's about healing that. And that's the point. We come here to heal these things, to let go of the negatives. We're on a plane. The earth plane allows us get rid of the negative, drop the darkness from our soul and move back up into the light without that darkness. That's the beautiful thing about the earth plane. It will take all that negativity from you if you let go of it. And I say that like not really aiming it at you, Melissa. Anything that we have that holds us back, we actually are holding on to it. It's not the other way around. We always think it's the other way around. And even me, when I'm looking at my stuff, I go, well, it's not me, even though I know it really is. So anyway, we have to lighten up and heal. So you asked specifically, why did the pennies turn into chocolate? And it turns into chocolate for two reasons. One is when there's something that we want to hold ourselves back from. So like the doctor saying, do you want to do this? Do you want one? So the guide in the dream is saying, do you want this? And you say no to the guide. Guides will never do what you can't do. So you should have taken it and put it on your tongue and let it dissolve. And you said no, so you're holding yourself back from the healing gift. And chocolate is also a treat, as indeed will be more so to you because of the fact that you can't eat it anymore. So it's a treat, and that's what the healing gift is. It allows you to treat other people. So it shows you in the dream two things: that you can treat other people, and the dream also wants to treat your condition where you hold yourself back. But it turns into the chocolate. The second reason is because what typically happens for us in our dreams is our higher self says, here's your gift, digest this, swallow this, take this on board. And we change an aspect of it to be something that we know we can't have. So, just with the power of thought, you change the pennies into chocolate and go, well, let's see, I can't have that. Now, the crazy thing is you could never eat a penny either. Not that it would kill you, but it's not smart. So it's all symbolic. And so it's all about you tasting your healing ability, getting a taste of it, sampling it. And that's going to help you heal the issues with Dad. So nice dream. Thanks for sending it in. And I hope that makes sense. So what would I say to Melissa? I would say you need to go to ties with your dad. And that's going to help you improve the relationship with your own male energy, and then help you with every relationship with a man going forward. So it's a rest of life kind of dream. Fix this now and you'll never have a problem. Or at the age 80, you'll be looking back saying, it never worked out. I probably should have done that. And of course, I'm not saying that's definitely what's going to happen, but that's what we do. We put off things that we know we need to do because they're not going to be pleasant to do. There's no question about that. It's not going to be pleasant to work on. And so do it now and get so much more out of the rest of your life, because male energy is not just about relationships. Obviously, that's a huge part. But it's also about belief in yourself, having confidence, feeling worthy of the space you occupy, lots and lots of other things. But healing, spiritual healing, where you're actually in the presence of the person you're working on and you're projecting energy into them, channeling energy into them, that also uses male energy, and that will also then help improve your view of male energy. And I've seen other people in the past, Ann Tucker, who's on the show many times, her first dreams were about healing her elimination system. And then the first gift was saying, do hands-on healing. It's going to be the pathway for you to unlock other gifts. And so that was the first thing she did. She did it for, I don't know, maybe a year, maybe a bit more. And then her guide switched to her not doing that anymore and doing something that was much, much stronger. So it was still the pathway because it raised her vibration. And so we don't always know all the details about why you're being asked to do something. In Anne's case, it was kind of like, this is the pathway to healing yourself, raising your vibration, and then unlocking these other gifts that are just astounding. Totally, totally astounding. What she can do now is just amazing. So follow the path. It's always the first step. And I say this many times, your dreams will show you the best step to take right now. So it's not always about where am I going? What are all the things I need to do? Your dreams will show you the best step now. And this is the best step now. Nothing else can be the best step. So it's like, this is it. This is what you have to do for everything else to become easier from here on. All right, let's move on. And I have a dream from Sofia. And Sofia, I did her dream, one of her dreams on the show before, and we had a good talk afterwards about it. And again, if I ever do your dreams and you haven't spoken to me before, I am happy to get on a call with you and talk about a little bit more detail about what's in the dream. And she wrote and she said, thank you so much for the dream interpretation sessions earlier this summer. And again, it was as a result of doing dreams on the show, and she took me up on the free offer. I recently listened through the recordings, and a lot of it makes even more sense now than it did at the time. It seems I just need a bit of time to let things sink in. It made me realize that some of the issues I have regarding my mum is me having taken over her feelings of anger towards my dad and a feeling of having to be her ally and keep being single in order to do that. So, I mean, this is monumental to have these revelations. So I've started cutting the ties process, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it takes me. So that's great. That's what I encourage Sofia to do. Not a real name. And you'll remain anonymous on the show too. I'm also currently reading your book. It's very interesting. Oh, thank you very much. I had this dream a couple of days ago, and I think it's telling me to dive deeper into my spirituality and allow me to be me and to be seen and to get more in touch with my feminine side, which I'm working on, which of course you are, because you're cutting ties with your mom, I presume. I'm not sure, though, and would love to hear your interpretation and what important details I might have missed. It feels like I'm blocking myself in some way. I just don't know exactly how to remove the block. Best regards, Sofia. So yes, we all have blocks. And it's not that these blocks are the problem. Like I say, these blocks, working on these blocks, that's the solution. That's why we have them and why it's so clear to us from our dreams. This is what you need to do. So she says, here's the dream. I'm at the set of a musical. It's set in the 1910s or about that time. The camera crew is behind me, so it feels like I'm playing a part in the musical. So exactly. And a musical involves singing, so this is going to be about your spiritual side and your channeling ability. And it's like I'm part of it. So it's like you are meant to be part of it. So in the dream, you're looking at the play and almost in it at the same time. You say, I don't know what my role is, though. We're in a large modern building and I'm sat at the edge of a swimming pool with my feet and shins in the water. So this is really good. Water in dreams is about life and spirituality because that's where it comes from, but life in general. And you have your foot in the water, your feet in the water. So that's great. It's about you getting into life and realizing that you are meant to be immersed in this, playing the role of Sofia. That's who you're asked to play in this life this time around. But you say you don't know what your role is, so that's a pity. So this is like you need to find yourself and find out what it is you're meant to be doing. And so I'm telling you, you're meant to be channeling. On the other side of the pool in front of me, there is a glass door looking out into a garden of some sort. It looks like the kind of landscape that would be close to the sea on Denmark's west coast, which is where Sofia is from. So you say it's lime, grass, and sand. So sand is about your spiritual approach, and the grass is about your heart. So it's mixing your heart with your spiritual approach. And of course, cutting the ties with your mom is definitely going to take you there. So it's very positive. The glass door says you have a strong intuition. Intuition works through female energy. So again, cutting the ties with mom is going to help enormously there. And the fact that it's a door rather than just a window, and later on in the dream, you open the door, which is really good. It's about you taking this gift like getting a handle on this gift and using it in order to create opportunities for yourself. Because doors are about opportunities or openings, like they allow you to create an opening. So it's about using this gift to create openings, create opportunities for yourself. I like that it's a large modern building. The fact that things are set back in the 1910s is saying that you're set back, you're held back by old-fashioned influences. And when I think of the 1910s, and it's going to be about what you think, when you think about this kind of period, people had obligations put on them. And so I would say that this is about you getting rid of obligations that you had put on you. And that fits in with your comments too, that you were not as free to be as free then. A woman wouldn't be as free then as a woman is now. And even now society puts ridiculous limitations on women. Like think, for example, even though it's illegal in America to be asked if you have children or are you thinking of having children, and if you have to travel for work, will that be a problem? A man will never be asked that, ever. But women are, even though it's illegal. And so it's that kind of a thing. So you go back to the 1910s, you're going to be asked that flat out, and so it's about that kind of obligations put on you. Even if it's not what you ever plan to do, other people feel it's your obligation, and you end up, in your case, taking on some of that obligation from your mom. Anyway, you say the main actress enters the scene on the other side of the pool. She starts singing. This is how we know it's about channeling, because music comes from the spirit world. She is wearing a white cotton lace dress from the era with a red ribbon around the waist and straw hat with a matching red band. So I love the colors. I really, really love the colors. Red and white are my favorite colors in dreams because it's a spiritual endorsement saying from here on out, you're going to have joy and hope in your life. It really is. It's almost like this color combination in a dream is like everything that went before you in life, you can let go of now because it's okay. It doesn't matter how bad it was. You are now given permission to live your life going forward. And that's what red and white is about. So really good. And then the hat also is about spiritual side because that's where you're going to wear it, on your head. And the crown chakra, which is on the head, is just about spiritual stuff. Stuff. Do you like the word stuff? How specific is that? You're channeling, of course. She has dark brown and healthy looking hair and pale skin. So I like the healthy looking hair. Hair is about thoughts. So it's about... the dark brown isn't great, but it's okay. If that's your hair color, it's fine. Then we ignore it. But brown is about something being practical. Like the earth or soil or dirt, as Americans say, is brown, and it's very practical. We grow crops in it. We do all, So anyway, the earth is a practical place, and so it's saying it's just positive for you because of the healthy looking hair. I find her very beautiful and admire her outfit, thinking, wow, this is her everyday wear from her time period. It looks so great and feminine. I could do the same in some updated version. So I love that. So it's about you updating yourself, realizing you're held back. But the beautiful part here is recognizing your femininity, which is key, especially in the female energy age. So many things work through our female side. Our connection with the divine is through our female side, not through the male side. So there are many, many aspects that work through the female side: nurturing, caring, the ability to listen, the ability to have an open heart and not judge others, the ability to so many things. So it's so key. It's so key. This is how the way to the kingdom of heaven is within, and it's through the heart, not through thinking about these things, but through the heart. That's what the feminine is about. And you're going to update yourself, which is great. That's what you want to do. She goes into the water and I think, but now the dress is going to get wet. That's fine because the water is about life and it's about getting into life. Don't worry about the fact that the dress is going to get wet. I wonder if I should go into the pool as well with my clothes on. Yes, you should. You could even take your clothes off. That's better in a dream. But it's fine. Definitely get in. Don't hold yourself back because of fears or whatever it is. As her dress gets wet, it becomes see-through and reveals all of her tattoos. Yeah, I didn't expect her to say tattoos either. I expected a completely different word there. But but if it did reveal her breasts, then that's even better too, because it's about showing your female side, being unafraid to show your female side. But the tattoos are very important. So the tattoos are, because they're ink, they're about writing. So you have an ability to write. And you're meant to do that. You're meant to use that in your life. And I think that it is so great that the director of the film chose to just let her be herself and not cover her tattoos, despite it then being obvious in the film that she's not from the 1910s. So this is really good. So this is about you revealing yourself to other people and showing them, hey, this is me. And yes, I don't fit in with your way of life or what you expect, but that's fine. I don't need to. And people accepting you as you are, which is what the director does in the dream, which is really, really fantastic. So you're writing your own story and you need to hit the point where you're like, yeah, this is all cool. Anyway, I can only make out one of the tattoos on her left arm, and it's a drawing of an eye. So the left is also to do with the female side, and the eye is to do with clairvoyance. So your channeling works through getting images and maybe even little mini movies from your guides that are going to tell you the information that you need to know. So I don't know if you've ever tried to channel, but knowing how it works for you is super important. There's no point ever trying to channel in a way that isn't part of how it works for you, because that's not you. And this is all about you discovering who you are. So I like the eye. I briefly get into the water with her, and afterwards she suggests that we dry off in the air. So I'm delighted you get in the water. That's exactly what you should have done in the dream. We go to the glass door. So the glass door, again, is about intuition. So getting feelings. And maybe you even get let's see, do you get these downloads? Yeah. So you get these kind of instant downloads that are a knowing about people or about things. And that, again, also works through female energy. It has to. It can only work through female energy because it's a connection with your higher self, with the divine, which works through female energy. She slides it open. And so this is, remember I said the door earlier is about an opportunity. So the guide, the actress is a guide because she has a title. She shows you that you need to use this intuitive ability that you have to create opportunities in your life for you to move forward. She slides it open and we stand in the cold wind for a bit, trying to decide whether to go out. And of course you should have, but you don't. It seems a bit too cold, and I think typical Danish summer. Now, you didn't say you didn't go out. It just stops there. But that's where you're poised. Realizing that you have this channeling ability, realizing you're a writer, and realizing that you have this intuitive connection to your higher self, and knowing that this is now the way forward. This is the door you're shown that you need to take. Work on using your intuition in order to help you move forward in life. So really, really good dream. Very positive all the way around, because there's so much positivity in that dream, especially even just the colors. So it's about having joy and hope going forward in life, and using your female side in order to progress. Fantastic dream. Thank you very much for sharing that one. So then we have one from Janet. Janet says, my dream begins as I walk out of an elevator. I noticed I was in a high-rise building, very high up in the building. As I exited the elevator, I was in a large empty room. On the other side of the room, there was a set of large windows from floor to ceiling. I walked towards the window. Through the window, I saw a two-headed snake that was out on the balcony. And she says, I understand that a snake represents someone that is not trustworthy. And that's true. A snake can represent that. But usually in those dreams, it's going to be like a whole nest of snakes, like a nest of vipers, and you're in that nest. It isn't usually just one snake. So what does a double-headed snake represent? Okay, so a double-headed snake doesn't exist in reality. It's a bit of a mutation, and we don't like that in a dream. We don't like to see mutated animals at all. So this dream is about your health. It's a health warning. It says, though, that you do, just like in the last dream, the window, I love that the window is floor to ceiling. So it says that you have a very strong intuitive ability that allows you get a view on things that just comes like out of nowhere. It's like, I can see this. Imagine like the window is in place of a wall. Everybody else sees a wall. They can't see through it. But your ability is like, I can see beyond the physical. And that's literally what the window represents. And when I look beyond the physical, something tells me I need to be wary. I'm getting a warning about a health issue. Where is the health issue? You say you're in an elevator near the top of a high-rise building. So it's not all the way at the top of your head, so it's not the brain, but it's somewhere up in that space. It's up in your head, let's say around your neck or above, and you're getting a warning to watch your health in an area there. So if there's something that's bothering you there, like say a problem with your ear, and it's on one side, whatever side it was in the dream, go get that checked. Don't ignore it. It doesn't. The dream doesn't say, "Hey, here's what's going to happen," etc., etc. It's just a warning, and I would take those warnings seriously. So, was there anything else in that one? No. Probably, but I'm looking at the next dream, wondering, can I squeeze one in fast? This one is from, what name did she say to use? Molly. My son was fishing, but not minding his line, so I began to reel it in. It had a large fish on it like a pickerel, and it was pierced with a large hook. I kept saying, sorry, fish. When I got it to the shore, it walked out on 4 little legs. I was looking for it. I saw it walking once and wondered how long it would take to die. I saw its tracks. I went around a corner and there were 2 men. One was talking to me. I said, I didn't expect it to be so big, nor to walk. The other man hit it on the head several times, but it didn't seem to faze it. So this is a really, really weird dream, isn't it? And so I asked Molly. I didn't get an answer yet, at least as far as I know, because I haven't checked my mail in a couple of hours. Do you know someone who had physical injuries or limitations at birth? Because I want to rule that out, because it can be about that, but that's not what I think it's about. Like what I get from the dream is you are heading into a situation with a male where you are going to get a blow. And it's not a physical blow. It's they do something that should stop you in your tracks, but it doesn't. And it probably doesn't because this person has hurt you before, or you've been hurt in the past. And this is going to be like emotional rather than physical. And what is interesting about the dream is like fish are about spirituality because they come from the sea. But this fish can walk. So it's saying that you were evolved spiritually. So that's a really nice thing to see in the dream. But there still are limitations because it's walking on 4 legs rather than 2. And 4 is about limitation. And we see prophecy in this dream because you follow the tracks and they go around a corner. And this is a typical thing dreams use to show you the future. This is what's up ahead around the corner for you. And we know at the start you say that the, what was it, the way you put it? The pickerel was pierced with a large hook. Now you're fishing, so you don't, it's kind of like, obviously you've caught the fish, or your son is fishing, so we know it's to do with male side, but he's not paying attention. And so that's the important thing. It's asking you to pay attention, that this is what's on the line for you. But the hook is going to be something else. And it would make me even think of, because of the way you say the hook, it's like relationships, not necessarily your current partner, but something to do with male relationship. And you've been injured in the past, and something's going to happen in the future, and you're like, yeah, it's not going to faze me. It's not going to stop me. Because I wanted to use the word perseverance, but that's not it. It's absolutely not that word, but I can't think of what the word is. But view yourself as evolved spiritually, and that allows you to continue on. So anyway, that's it. That's our show for this week. Anybody whose dreams I've done on this show, if I haven't talked to you before, I'm happy to talk to you. Contact me and I will send you a link where you can book me and we can have a chat. But until next week, I'm Michael Sheridan. Take care.